If history had a fast-forward button, World War II would be the moment someone's limit as hard as possible. Between 1939 and 1945, humanity didn't just fight the deadliest war ever recorded. It accidentally redesigned the future under pressure that made deadlines look like jokes. Scientists, engineers, doctors, and planners were forced to solve problems immediately or watch everything collapse. This wasn't innovation driven by curiosity. This was innovation driven by panic. Number 1. Radar. The moment humans learned to see through the dark. Before radar, air defense was basically guesswork. If enemy bombers were coming, you either spot them with binoculars, heard them with giant listen device, or just hoped for the best. Not exactly comfort. Radar changed that overnight. By sending out radio waves and listening for the echoes, radar allowed operators to detect aircraft long before they appear in the sky. Suddenly, defendants weren't reacting, they were anticipating. This technology became legendary during the Battle of Britain. Britain didn't have more planes or pilots than Germany. What it had was information. Radar stations along the coast gave early warning, allowing fighting squadrons to be launching only when needed. Efficiency beat numbers. Radar didn't stop evolving there. It was installed on ships to detect enemy vessels, on aircraft to hunt submarines, and later refined to guide night fighters through pitch-black skies. After the war, radar refused to retire. Today, it guides airplanes, tracks storms, predicts hurricanes, and helps ships navigate foggy seas. Every time you check the weather forecast, you are quietly thinking a World War II engineer. Number 2. Nuclear technology. When science went too far and then kept going. If radar was clever, nuclear technology was terrifying. The discovery of nuclear fusion revealed that atoms, those tiny things we usually ignore, contain absolutely ridiculous amounts of energy. During the war, that discovery triggered a race fueled by fear. What if the enemy builds this first? The Manhattan Project became one of the largest scientific efforts in history. Entire cities were built in secret. Scientists worked around the clock, often without knowing exactly what others were doing. The result? A weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki ended the war. But they also opened a door humanity can never fully close again. Yet, nuclear technology didn't stop at destruction. It led to nuclear power plants, medical imaging, cancer treatments, and an entire new understanding of physics. At the same time, it reshaped global politics. Deterrence, army races, and Cold War anxiety all trace back to this moment. World War II didn't just end with nuclear fire, it began the atomic age. Number 3. Jet engines. Goodbye propellers, hello speed. For most of aviation history, airplanes were limited by propellers. Faster planes meant bigger engines and eventually diminishing returns. Jet engines solved that problem by throwing out entirely. Instead of spinning air, jets blasted it. During the war, Britain and Germany raced to develop jet-powered aircraft. Germany's Me-262 was shuckling fast, so fast that Allied pilots often could even catch it. Unfortunately for Germany, jets arrived too late, suffered from reliability issues, and were produced in limited numbers. But after the war, just took over the sky. Commercial aviation was transformed. International travel became routine. Supersonic flight became possible. The world suddenly felt much smaller. Every modern airplane owes existence to wartime jet research, even if the passengers never think about it at 30,000 feet. Number 4. Electronic computing. War accidentally invents the digital age. World War II produces a problem no human could solve fast enough. information overload. Codes had to be broken, artillery trajectories calculated, logistics optimized, radar data processed in real time. The answer was machines that could think faster than people. Early computers like Colossus and ENIAC were enormous, fragile, and consumed absurd amounts of power. But they worked. For the first time, machines processed information electronically, not mechanically. Programming was born. Data processing became automated. The idea that a machine could be reprogrammed for different tasks was revolutionary. After the war, these machines escaped military labs and entered universities, business, and eventually homes. Your smartphone, your laptop, and artificial intelligence itself all trace their lineage back to wartime code breakers and artillery calculators. Well, not bad for machines built in a hurry. Number 5. Penicillin, the war that saved millions of lives after it ended. Before World War II, a minor wound could still kill you. Infection was often more dangerous than bullets. Penicillin had been discovered years earlier, but it was difficult to produce and unstable. It sat mostly unused until the war demanded better answers. Governments invested heavily in solving production problems. Scientists developed new fermentation techniques. Factories scaled up production at an unprecedented speed. By D-Day, penicillin was a standard issue for Allied troops. The results were dramatic. Infection-related deaths plummeted. Soldiers survived wounds that would have been fatal just years earlier. And by the way, a D-Day video is already on the channel. If you want to watch it, please click on the card or in the description. After the war, penicillin transformed civilian medicine, modern surgery, organ transplants, and everyday infection treatment all rely on antibiotics, a medical revolution born from battlefield necessity. Number 6. Rockets and missiles. Failing at war, succeeding at space. The German V-2 rocket was not a war-winning weapon. It was expensive, inaccurate, but technologically, it was a masterpiece. The V-2 was the first human-made object to reach the edge of space. It proved that controlled rocket flight, guided systems, and ballistic trajectories were possible. After the war, both the United States and the Soviet Union raced to capture rockets, blueprints, and scientists. This technology fueled the space race, satellite launches, and intercontinental ballistic missiles. Every rocket launched today, from satellites to Mars missions, carries a little bit of World War II engineering DNA. Number 7. Sonar. Hunting invisible enemies below the waves. Submarines turned the oceans into killing fields. German U-boats nearly starved Britain into submission by sinking merchant ships faster than they could be replaced. The solution came from sound. The sonar systems emitted sound waves and listened for echoes, revealing submarines hidden beneath the surface. Combined with new techniques and weapons, sonar slowly turned the tide. After the war, sonar found peaceful uses. It mapped the ocean floor, discovered underwater mountain ranges, and transformed marine science. The deep sea stopped being a mystery, thanks to a war fought above it. Number 8. Synthetic materials. Inventing substitutes for everything. War creates shortages. Shortages create innovation. When natural rubber, silk, and metals became scarce, scientists turned to chemistry. The result was a wave of synthetic materials: nylon, plastic, synthetic rubber. Parachutes no longer needed silk. Tires didn't rely on plantations. Equipment became lighter, cheaper, and easier to mass produce. After the war, these materials flooded civilian markets. Clothing, packaging, electronics, and consumer goods were transformed, for better and worse. The plastic world we live in today began as a wartime workaround. Number 9. Blood transfusions and trauma medicine. Inventing the modern emergency room. World War II forced medicine to become fast. Doctors developed blood banks, plasma storage, refrigeration, and rapid transport systems. Mobile surgical units moved closer to the front lines. Standardized procedures saved time and lives. Survival rates skyrocketed. After the war, the systems became civilian emergency medicine. Every trauma center, ambulance protocol, and emergency room always is structured to lessons learned during World War II. Number 10. Logistics and Operation Research. How to move the world. Fighting a global war meant feeding, fueling, and equipping millions of people across continents. Guesswork wasn't enough. Mathematics entered warfare. Operations research applied statistics and modeling to real problems. Convoy routing, aircraft deployment, inventory management. These methods didn't disappear after the war. They became modern supply chains, airline scheduling, warehouse optimization, and global commerce. If you ever receive an Amazon package when promised or not, well, that's World War II logistics thinking at work. And that was the 10 biggest innovations of World War II, inventing the modern world we know it by accident. World War II was humanity at its worst, but also, strangely, at its most creative. Under impossible pressure, people solved problems faster than ever before. Some solutions saved lives. Others, well, not so much. Many reshaped daily life in ways we barely notice. The modern world wasn't carefully planned. It was improvised under fire. And whether we like it or not, we are still living with the results. And if you want to see another great technology invented during the World War II, take a look on this video about the Tiger I, an enormous innovation by the Nazi war machine.